Well folks, as we start to rejuvenate our garden, getting it ready for our summer crop, this is another bed that I'm filling up. You can see I'm starting to mulch it. I'm going to cut down the broccoli over there, but what is more important is over here. You can see the last season's crop we harvested. We left the roots in the ground. Remember to do that. That's great because the life in the soil stays intact. But what we've got here, these are little Malakas. Now I had put a tomato here that was eaten by a rat, had a hole in the side, and I thought, you know what, just throw it here, and it was a decent sized tomato. So I threw it here and look what's happened. We've got about half a dozen or so little seedlings have germinated. Now, I should leave them here for a little bit longer, but I can't resist. I want to move them because I actually want to bring them on a lot quicker because they will grow here, but my concern is because they're so tightly growing together, I'm going to struggle separating them, especially in the ground. But if I put them all in a separate pot, they'll go backwards a little bit, but then they'll kick forward again. So let's see if we can lift all this up in one go. And I think I brought the wrong tool here. I need something wider like a trowel. So I'm going to try and pop these up. There's one here on its own. That's further away. Look at this. Something's eaten this already. The top's gone off it. Have a look at that. So something's been visiting here at night time. So let's get underneath here, cut it all open. It's probably going to just fall apart as soon as I lift it, but at least we can say we tried. There we are. Now, for those who know me really well, I'm just being polite. I normally yank these out, but nah, here we go. We've got a little island, little forest of tomatoes, little big Malakas. So let's take them over there. Now, let's see if I can pull this apart without destroying them. See how far down the roots go, because I reckon these roots are pretty deep. That's holding together. Nah. Yeah. Oh, you guys are going to tell me off. I can hear everybody screaming and yelling. Was that the cocoa fibre? No, it's there they are. Look how strong those roots are. We have to do it. All right, let's do it. Don't tell me to use a Stanley knife. Come on. Cut through them, Vasily. Be careful. Pull them apart. There's not going to be anything left. They're too small. I know they're too small. Shush. Leave that together like that. All right. Nothing's going to happen with that. That's been eaten. I'm going to wiggle these carefully. Sorry if you're really close and you're trying to zoom in on this. Just going to... There we are. That's one. This is the hardest part. Now, the longer I leave them together, the harder it is for me to separate them later. That's the truth of it all. I can sit them in a bucket of water and separate them completely, but I don't want to detach every little bit of soil from the roots. I want to try and keep some of the soil intact on it. There we are. See that? I'll separate them a little bit later. I'm not pulling, folks. I'm really just sort of shaking it around. Yeah, there's a little bit of pulling, obviously. I've got to pull it apart somehow. But, all right, I can't leave them exposed. That one there's naked. Don't like it. Just put some soil on them to protect them while I keep talking to you guys. I just don't want those roots to dry out completely. All right, that's too big. It is too big, but I'm not going to fill it all the way to the top. Or am I? I am actually. Now, what I'm using here is a new mix I've been working on with my mate down at Ballerine. Now, this is our potty mix. We come up with a potty mix, folks. I haven't spoken about it before, I know. I've had it for a long time. I've been working with it, and the idea is for me to see how compacted it gets and if it holds its shape, because the last thing we want it to do is compact like that in a pot, and if it pulls away easily, look at that, it just crumbles. It's really, and I've had this going on for a while like that, testing it out, setting it in pots, because it's not a bark base. There's a little bit of bark in it, but it's definitely not a bark base as most potty mixes are. So if you like the idea of a potty mix and you like our planting mix, well, send us a message, or respond to the base of this video, and we'll let you know a bit more about it as we get closer to releasing it. Okay, so soil at the bottom. I'm going to try and hang the roots in here. I'm leaving that little one on the side there. It's going to get buried, but anyway, there we are like that, and gently press down, not too much, more on the outside. I'm going to press it down afterwards. Well, it's going to sink on its own afterwards with the watering. Now hold this together. Ah, there we are. Take that away. See, that's our planting mix and cocoa, right? That's in the ground, and you can see how firm that gets. It still pulls apart, but this is even looser. This stuff here is even more drainy. Well, more loose. You understand what I'm talking about. The last one. All right, here we go. We got our Malakas going. We're going to put this back in the garden bed. These need a good water now, and I can do it right here for you. I don't have to put them on the ground. This is a little bit of stainless steel we got. And I've already prepared my solution. Don't laugh. I know I'm using a baby watering can or a kid's watering can, but it's bloody great, all right? It's not as harsh as those big ones, and you can use the little water bottle sprayers. They're great too. See how it's compacting it? Geez, it holds its water well. It doesn't need a second topping. There we are. And here's another little tip for you folks. Let me come around here and show you. See what you're looking at there? I've put my beans in there before I sow them, so I'm soaking them in some liquid gold there, solution. They've been in there for 2 or 3 hours. You can leave them longer if you like, but that's about enough. And don't leave them in there for more than a day, folks, because otherwise they may go a little bit funny. 2 days will be the max I'd go with it. Then take them out into the garden and plant them away. So liquid gold solution, soaking your beans in there, perfect for it. Check out our website, vasilisgarden.com, for everything you need every day. And our spring super sale is still running through, because I know a lot of you couldn't get onto it earlier, so we're extending it till the end of the month. From me, Vasili, Maresi.